Hello friends, welcome to Rahul Corporate Services. Today I will discuss about the GST registration limit. So under GST rules, every person is not required to get the compulsory registration until unless their aggregate turnover limit the access. So what are their limitations for that taxable person need to get the registration? In case of Manipur, it's a Nagaland, Tripura and Mizoram. There are, if a taxable person dealing goods and services, in both cases the registration limit is 10 lakh. In case of Arunachal Pradesh, Meghalaya, it's Puducherry. In case of Telangana, in case of Uttarakhand, in case of Sikkim, the registration limit is 20 lakhs and 20 lakhs. In case of dealing in goods, also the registration limit is 20 lakhs, and in case of services, services, also the registration limit is 20 lakhs. And the rest of the states and union territories, if the taxable person dealing in goods, the registration limit is 40 lakh, and in case of services, the registration limit is 20 lakhs. Now the question arises, what is the aggregate limit to calculate the turnover? What is the how we will calculate the aggregate turnover for which the registration will need to get the mandatory registrations? Now in case of aggregate turnover, section 2 subsection 2 of CGST Act describes what it is included in aggregate turnover or what excludes aggregate turnover. So first we will calculate what will be the calculation for aggregate turnover. Now if the taxable person providing the taxable services, taxable supplies, that's included, non-taxable supplies also included, zero rated services also included, exempted services also includes. So these are interstate and intrastate. Food supplies are also included under aggregate of calculation of aggregate of turnover. Now what excludes that? Now the GST tax paid under reverse charge mechanism is not included. GST paid is not included, and the goods received for job work is not included. But goods sent for job work, that comes under the total calculation of aggregate of turnover. So if you sending the goods for job work, then calculate the aggregate turnover. If you receive the goods for job work, then it doesn't come under the total turnover. So these are the calculation of aggregate turnover to fix the whether they are required to mandatory registration of GST or not. Now there are some category of taxable persons for which this exemption limit is not applicable on that, even if they have the lesser than the limit set of taxable turnover. So who are those persons? They need to get their registration mandatory. Now section 24 of the GST Act define there are certain persons for which this limit for the turnover limit is not applicable. They need to get the registration if they even if they have the lesser turnover which is set for compulsory registration. Now if the taxable person providing the supply services under interstate supplies, now input service distributor, casual taxable persons, now non-resident taxable persons, those persons which are required to deduct the TDS tax deducted as shown under section 51 of CGST Act, input service distributor acting as an agent, and also those persons who are providing the online information services, database retrieval and access services outside India to the person are registered in India, and any other services which are prescribed or notified by the government. So these are the persons. Also includes the taxable persons who comes under RCM, reverse charge mechanism. So these are the taxable persons on which not applicable any threshold limit for get the compulsory registration. So these taxable persons need to get their registration compulsory even if they have the less of taxable or carry number total calculation services. Hope you have understood all the GST registration in case of mandatory, in case of a limit, and also those on which this limit is not applicable on that. Hope I hope you have understood all these things. And one more thing, if you have not subscribed my channel, kindly subscribe, share, and like it to get the more and updated information. Thank you for watching this. Have a nice day. Thank you.